Trump is joining some of the most incredible people in history being arrested today. Nelson Mandela was arrested, served time in prison. Jesus was arrested and murdered by the Roman government. There have been many people throughout history that have been arrested and persecuted by radical, corrupt governments. And it's beginning today in New York City. And I just can't believe it's happening, but I'll always support him. He's done nothing wrong.
The woman said Jesus and Nelson Mandela. Jesus and Nelson Mandela. The woman is a joke. Georgia, seriously. Nothing that has happened to Trump compares to Jesus or Nelson Mandela. Mayor, your thoughts on this chick?
They all had long, so I guess they're in the same category, but what are we talking about here? Jesus, first of all, was not killed by the government, right? It was his own people that killed him. Pontius Pilate said, "I'll hand them over to you.
Hey,
blood is on your hand."
He said, "Pick."
So I think we just, it's like you said though, she's a joke. So I shouldn't expect history to be correct, especially not biblical history. And there's nothing about her that's biblical anyway. So I am absolutely disgusted in her. And her real gripe is, and believe me, this is what her real gripe is. She thought she was gonna go to New York and be able to create a Twitter post. But the people in New York shut her down. Every time she tried to speak, the crowds were booing her loud so much so that she couldn't be heard. And that's what hurt her feelings.
Yeah, it did. And she got schooled. Don't bring that up in here and here. Don't do it, woman. But she's out of her mind. But this tweet really sums up Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's put this up. Yeah, I remember the bit in the Bible where Jesus cheated on his wife with a porn star and then paid her hush money, which he failed to declare. They're like twins. It's uncanny. I remember that too. I vaguely remember that too. Yeah, that was in one of the chapters of the Bible. Yeah. Oh Lord Jesus, thank you, Emma Kennedy, for that chuckle, baby. We needed that. So you might be asking yourself, why was she doing the interview in the car? Well, Greene's trip to New York, as the mayor already, spoiler alert, New Yorkers were not letting this woman get a word in edgewise. It was not smooth sailing for her. They did shut her down, and which some news outlets mocked. Chris Hayes mocks MTG for doing interviews from inside a car because New Yorkers heckling her was too much to bear. Y'all go ahead. But Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't have anything nice to say about New York during her visit. Listen to what she had to say.
Really quick, since you were just there, but Mayor Adams described New York as, quote, his home. How did his home look? Pretty neat and tidy?
No, his home is disgusting. I compared it to what I called Gotham City. The streets are filthy. They're covered with people basically dying on drugs. They can't even stand up. They're falling over. There's so much crime in the city. I can't comprehend how people live there. It was repulsive. It smells bad. And I think it's a terrible place.
She's repulsive. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, just don't bring your behind back to New York. How about that? And to just sit up there and categorize people who are on the streets because they're homeless. Have you had any conversation with any of those people? Do you know what's going on in their lives? But no, you get to label them in that way. And don't even give it a second thought. And the fact that Tucker Carlson didn't push back on her, which is no surprise. She just stereotyped the whole group of people in New York. If you think it's repulsive and disgusting, chick, don't go back, because they don't want you there anyway. Mayor, I don't know. Look, Representative AOC, she smacked back, and this is what she said. She said it's a petty HOA complaint. We're a person. Marjorie Taylor Greene on New York is disgusting. It was repulsive. It smells bad. I think it's a very terrible place. If a petty HOA complaint were a person, that was good, Representative Ocasio-Cortez. And then she went a little further. If anyone went on TV and talked about a rural area like this, it'd be gloves off, and deservedly so. This is no different. If she doesn't like the greatest city in the United States, that's her problem. I love New York. Now, Rep, I'm just gonna read your quote, your tweet as you put it, but New York ain't the greatest. Okay, it's Cleveland, Ohio, but that's all right. You rep your place, I rep mine. Mayor, you probably got another greatest, but I just had to straighten that out. It's Cleveland, Ohio for me.
I don't think you and Sister AOC are too far. I mean, North Carolina's right up the street from both of them. So yeah. Infield, North Carolina's me. But I mean, like, and let's be serious here. Like, this goes back to what we're talking about. This party that calls itself law and order. This party that says it loves this country. It's patriotic. We have a person talking to a city that represents one of the most populated cities in this country. You're saying that people are smelly, it's gross, and to be honest, her trip was orchestrated. You didn't see New York. How long? She talked as if she'd been there.
Come on.
And actually, it was something telling in her lie, if we paid attention. She said, I call it Gotham City. You don't call it Gotham City. You watch Batman, so we all know where you got that from. And then the way she described New York was Gotham City. You described New York on TV, not New York as it really is. So and I definitely, and with you saying that New York is not the greatest city, I love the city, but infield exists. And I would say this one thing, that representative is upset. Had everybody in that crowd been clapping for her, New York would have been second home. She probably been looking for a district to draw in for herself there. I am sickened by these people.
Yeah, I am too, Mayor. But they let her have it, and Representative Bowman was there too. Out there, they were deep in them streets. Public advocate Jumaane Williams was out there too, baby. They were letting them know, but we got our posse with us, chick. This ain't gonna happen on our watch. Well, kudos to all of them. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia. I'm just so disappointed in y'all. Y'all got some work to do. Don't let that chick come back and represent you. She's a poor representative for y'all.